everyone, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Hyena, and for today's video, what I'm going to be doing today is finally testing out the Arteza Watercolor Pencils. I know some of you have probably been waiting way too long for this one, and I'll admit, so have I. Yeah, I only did the Amazon unboxing at the time of recording this video about 6 months ago, and probably by the time I finally upload it, it'll have been a lot longer than that. However, you're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer because there is something that I want to showcase first. Special shout out to my girl Pebbles. Look at what she made for me. These are so cool. These are die cut stickers that were made on one of those Cricut machines. Look at that. These are so neat. And an S beyond that is just so epic. I love the tribal look, that kind of tribal tattoo look. I've always loved that. And some even customized for me with my name. And that was excellent timing for my render to finish, actually. And look at this Salamence. That is so freaking cool. I mean, like, I just love these so freaking much. And yes, you can probably hear my chair. I got my old chair back, so it's making lots and lots of noise, which is just the way I like it. Anyways, can I open this with one hand? Yes, I can. Look at that. Aren't those beautiful? Alrighty. So, Pebbles, thank you so much for these beautiful, wonderful stickers. I love them so much. However, it's time to get to the watercolor pencils. Let's get started. Alrighty, so here, let's take a better look at these. Here is the inside of the tin, and this is really cool because not only does it have a list of all the colors, but it also has a light fastness chart. So 1 is awesome, 5 is absolutely dreadful, and there are quite a few of the ones here. I mean, like, there's a lot of average, and oh boy, not looking happy there. But, you know, that is nice that they have this. We got our nice little foam blanket here. And I do like the way these are packaged, even if the plastic is a little on the flimsy side. No, yeah, look at that. It's just so tidy. And I like things that are tidy. Now then, some of you may have seen my Arteza colored pencil review, which I'll have a link for that in the description below on one of the little eye bubble thingies. And my first experience with the regular Arteza colored pencils, I'll just say it wasn't good. I did not have a good time with them. However, these are the watercolor pencils, so I'm hoping that things will be better this time around. As for the regular colored pencils, I do plan eventually on getting another set at some point, just to retry and just hope that it's better, but who knows. Anyways, we need to get to some swatching. So I've just got some Strathmore watercolor paper here, although I just needed a big sheet to do the swatching on because I've got a lot of pencils. This is the 48 set, so there's quite a bit here. So let us take a look at the pencil itself. I mean, it looks really nice, and I love the silver lettering, Arteza, Expert. You got the number. I mean, like, it's a nice presentation, I'll say. I do like that. Alright, so here we go. Alright, I mean, like, the pigment's nice. Here's the real test. That seems to have pretty good meltability. Is that a word? It is now. Okay, now I just got 47 of these more to go. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get that done and over with real quick. So, give me a sec. Alrighty, so swatches are done. Ooh, that was fast. Well, for those of you watching, it took a while to get through all of these. Overall, I found that the meltability, as I want to call it, is that a word? Well, it is now. The meltability on these is overall pretty nice, and I did have fun. However, now it is time to try a blend test. I'm just gonna grab a couple colors here. I've got, like, this set comes with a lot of green. Like, you got some really nice greens in this set. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna try out these ones. These ones look like they'll blend together nicely. Alrighty. Ooh, that color is just beautiful. They do seem to blend together quite nicely dry. But of course, you don't get watercolor pencils to use them dry. Overall, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, something else I want to try out. I did this, whoa. I did this with the Derwent watercolor pencils. I would very carefully just dip the lead in the water. And then draw that way. Not exactly the most effective, but it does work. It's situational, I would say. And you also want to try not to get the wood part in the water. Alright, and you probably noticed those guys hanging out in the background, and that's because I think I want to do something Pokemon related. I know that Salamence is another dragon, but I haven't specifically drawn a Salamence on this channel before, so I definitely want to do a Salamence. Although it's like I love all the blues. Mew might be a little bit trickier. I don't have as many of the colors. There's a couple of good pinks. Hopefully that'll be enough. Well, I'll know in a minute. Don't you go anywhere. Alrighty, well, as you can see, there's one way to get around certain things. At first I was thinking I'd just do Mew pink, but then looking at the color selection here, I've got all these wonderful blues and a bunch of greens. So at first I was thinking, oh, shiny Salamence, perfect. And then I remembered Mew's shiny form is blue. So two of my favorite Pokemon together, looking absolutely adorable, and shiny no less. Yes, I went just that extra. Alrighty, so now that that is out of the way, let's start things off. Overall, I found that these pencils were quite enjoyable to use. The pigmentation isn't half bad, and it melts into the water very nicely. The other thing I'm pleased to report, throughout the duration of this entire video, not a single broken lead. For those of you that don't know, if there's one thing I despise, it is breaking leads. That drives me nuts. Just in case you haven't seen my original Arteza colored pencils review, well, to put it mildly, I did not have a good experience with them. There will be a link to that video in the description below, by the way, if you want to check that out. Initially, because of that bad experience, I was really kind of nervous going in with these. However, I'm glad they actually worked like they were supposed to. Shock and amazement. These pencils blend quite nicely wet or dry, and they're easy to layer, which easy workability, is that a word? Well, it is now, is one of the things I look for in an art supply. One of these days I'll have to see how nicely these pencils play around with watercolors. I do have that palette of Arteza watercolors. There we go! Post a comment and gently tap that like button if you want to see that video. Although, truth be told, I really like the idea of this video now, so I'll probably just do it anyways. But leaving a like does help this video in YouTube's algorithm, so if you could leave a like anyway, that would be totally awesome, and I'll love you. I can't really think of any reason to complain about these pencils. The only thing I can really think of is that they aren't as smooth as the Derwent watercolored pencils, and putting these things up against Derwent Inktense just isn't fair at all. They sharpened well, and while the color selection for this particular set tends to favor greens and blues, it's still a lovely set. Plus the tin is cool. I mean, at least it's not a snail on the tin, am I right? Am I right? So if you're looking to get started with watercolor pencils, these may be a great place to begin. Okay, one little thing here that was my flub. Shiny Mew became a little darker than I was originally intending. Okay, much darker. No, it's not the fault of the pencils. I tried to get too fanciful and got carried away. It's not the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last. I'm not sure if using the orange for shading worked like I thought it was gonna. It didn't work out as well as I thought it would, let me just put it that way. Regardless, I'm still happy with how this piece turned out overall. As for shiny Pokemon, shiny hunting was something that I used to be really seriously into. I mean, I followed big shiny hunters on YouTube. I probably spent way too many hours hatching eggs. I mean, like, I probably wasted way too much time. just going back and forth encountering wild Pokemon just for the hopes of seeing that differently colored critters pop up with the bling. And naturally, as time has moved on, due to just having other things that I need to do, it's something that I've had to cut back on, but every now and again I will start up a hunt. Just because that rush you get when you find that shiny Pokemon you've been hunting for, it's a thrill. Whether you're playing the main series games, Pokemon Go, or any of the other Pokemon games that might have shinies that I just haven't played, there is that certain thrill you get when you find a shiny Pokemon. It's amazing. I do remember a long time ago, a friend of mine got me a shiny Mew from a one of those devices, if you know what I mean. And when it all comes down to it, it's Nintendo's fault for shiny locking a bunch of these Pokemon, or having really cool mythical Pokemon that it's like, oh, you've got to wait until we set up X and Y event. That is one thing that does kind of tick me off. Some people might argue, but it makes them more special when you get them. But at the same time, I'm just like, just put the thing in the game, even if we have to do a major runaround in order to get it. Just put it in the game! And stop shiny locking these Pokemon, too, Nintendo. Okay, I'm sorry, rant over. As you can see, shiny Pokemon are still a hobby of mine, at least until I run out of spare time. Alrighty, so here we are, and final thoughts. Alright, I will say this, that my experience with Arteza colored pencils, okay, even though these ones are the watercolor ones, I think that they have been redeemed. In fact, since my experience with these guys was so good, I think I need to pick up another set of the regular Arteza colored pencils and give them another go. Like I said with my last review, I really hope that was just a case of I just got a bad batch. Because these, I had fun using these. Like, I enjoyed it, and not one broken lead, so good on you, Arteza. Anyway, I mean, like, I had fun working on this, even though it's like I am still kind of irked at my white gel pen. I'm beginning to think that the silver that I did for emphasis might be too harsh, but a little late now. However, it still gets the point across. Overall, while I do think that the Derwent watercolor pencils that I used are better, these were fun. And sometimes that's all you're looking for, just something that you can have fun with and enjoy. These Arteza colored pencils, or I should specify, watercolor pencils, they delivered. They delivered. And again, a special thank you to my good friend Pebbles for providing me with the inspiration for today's video. And with that being said, I certainly hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And while we're at it, why not visit my Instagram at SilverHyenaArt. So, I would like to ask, do you shiny hunt at all? I'm just curious to know if there's any fellow Pokemon players who watch my channel. I just want to know. And I mean, like, this can be in any of the main series games, or Pokemon Go, or even some of the obscure Pokemon games. I don't know what you enjoy doing. Anyways, this is Silver Hyena signing off. You can probably hear my brother going at it in the background while I do this. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I'm used to it. Anyways, oh yeah. Bye!